All right, now I'm going to show how I imported all of my Bitmoji Classroom and my buttons into Canvas. So I started in Pages and I just made a new page for my home page. I entitled it home page, and then I made that my starter page or whatever. So I'm just showing you here. So I would do a new page, and then I'm not using a table because I don't want it to mess up with the accessibility checker. And when the page is read aloud to students, the tables can be confusing with the read aloud. So I'm just going to import it as an image. So I upload the image. I already have the Bitmoji Classroom waiting here for me because I already downloaded it from Google. And then once it's here, I can center it and I can resize it with options. I'm going to use a custom size, of 750 because this fantastic cheat sheet that someone else uploaded says that a header, large rectangle, should be 750 by 500. Mine isn't quite 500 on the right, but it doesn't matter. The other thing I'm going to do in options is I'm going to say that this does not need alternative text because it is a decorative image. So if a student can't see this, then they don't need to know about it. It's just a decorative image. So I'm going to save that. Then I'm just going to come down a couple spaces and insert my buttons. So I'm going to upload the assignments button. And I actually made two different kinds of buttons so that I could show you how they look and how they are different. And then I'm also going to do my reading button. Now my reading button is the one that I created earlier on Adobe Spark, and I included a white buffer around it because someone else had suggested doing that. And I really like how that looks because it provides that white buffer space between the two buttons that I wouldn't have otherwise. Now that I have my buttons here, I'm going to see if I can center them also. Good. And then I'm going to resize them using the options. The custom or the buttons here says that a square should be 125 by 125. That makes my buttons a little too small, so I'm actually going to use 250. 300 probably would have worked to keep it that way. I'm going to change this one to 250 also. This is just for demonstration. If this was real, I would edit the assignments button so that these two were the same size by putting the white edge around it also to provide that buffer between them. All right, now that I have my buttons in here, I'm going to include my links. I'm not putting any links on my Bitmoji Classroom header because, again, I don't want it to have any trouble with the accessibility checker, and I think that would be rather difficult for it. So I'm just going to add the links to my buttons. Oh, also on options, I do want to entitle it something. So this is the assignments button. And then also this is the reading button. So that if it is read aloud to them, they'll know where to click. All right, so now if I click on it, then I can add the link. And I can add it to an external link or a course link. So if I add it to a course link, then I can add it to the assignments. I actually learned how to make that better though, so I'm not going to do that yet. And then for reading, I don't have a place to put this because I don't have anything made for reading yet, but I could just link it to my Kinder Week module. That's what I'm going to do for that. So for this one, I actually am going to open up my assignments page in a new page. And if you come here and you copy this link, then you can link assignments to an external link. And it will take me to the whole assignments page instead of an individual assignment, which is what I prefer. And then I'm just going to save it. I can save it and publish it. And then I can click on it and see if it works. And it takes me to my assignments. So I like that it takes me to my whole assignments page instead of just the very first assignment. All right, that's my whole thing. This is my other homepage, sorry. Anyway, so that's my whole thing. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. Stop.